I think it's very important when you have the best players in the world together, you got to compete and you got to play hard and you got to show the fans how good they really are.
People think Caitlin Clark's greatest weapon is her range.
Guard Stewart now, but still able to get a decent shot off. And Cunningham is down behind the play.
But if you ask Larry Bird, you're looking at the wrong thing. In a private moment that's recently come to light, the hick from French Lick told Caitlin something that didn't just change her game, it changed the way she carries the entire WNBA. And trust me, it's not what you think. Larry Bird doesn't hand out compliments. He's the ultimate gatekeeper of basketball greatness. So, when the legend himself finally sat down with the Indiana Fever's new cornerstone, the world expected a passing of the torch. Instead, they got a reality check. Today, we're breaking down the Bird-Clark connection, the secret advice that redefined Caitlin's rookie season, and why Larry believes she's the only player in 40 years who truly understands the dark art of basketball. The Midwest Connection. To understand why Larry Bird's words carried so much weight, you have to understand the geography of greatness. Both Bird and Clark are products of the hardwood heartland. Bird is from French Lick, Indiana, while Clark is from West Des Moines, Iowa. But it's more than just small-town roots. When Bird entered the NBA in 1979, the league was, to put it bluntly, struggling. Ratings were down and the casual fan was tuned out. Bird didn't just play basketball, he sold the game. Fast forward to 2024 and 2025, and the WNBA was in the exact same position. The Caitlin Clark effect isn't just a marketing term, it's a statistical anomaly. When she missed time in early 2025 with a minor injury, ratings didn't just dip, they cratered by 55%. Larry Bird saw this. He recognized the burden of the savior. Bird was the last person to carry a franchise on his back from day one while being the target of every veteran in the league. When they met, Larry didn't talk to her about her jumper. He talked to her about the target on her back, the secret advice. Here's the core of what Bird shared. According to league insiders in recent interviews, Bird's message was about the silence of the greats. In her first few months, Caitlin was reactive. She reacted to the hard fouls from Kennedy Carter, the social media noise, and the constant physical welcoming to the league. But Bird didn't think she needed to react. He felt she needed to rise above the system. His advice was, don't beat them with your mouth. Beat them with their own expectations. Bird told her that the moment she shows frustration, she gives the bullies exactly what they want. He reminded her of the 1980s Celtics-Lakers rivalry. Magic was a smile. Larry was the assassin. He told Caitlin that she has the assassin's gene, but she was wasting it on the referees. But why did this advice lead to a statistical explosion in the second half of the season? We're looking at the tracking data next, and it proves Larry was right. The strategic shift, mastering the gravity. To truly understand the impact of the Bird-Clark connection, you have to look past the box score and get into the film. Before this pivotal meeting with Bird, Clark was playing under the immense pressure of the Caitlin Clark brand.
Just how would you describe this moment for women's basketball and what it has felt like from your vantage point?
I wanted you to get that.
She was forcing the logo 3 at suboptimal times, often trying to satisfy a crowd that had paid hundreds of dollars just to see her shoot. She was playing highlight reel basketball, which made for great social media clips, but led to a volatile assist-to-turnover ratio that plagued her early rookie months.
Largest lead for either team has been 7. Clark with the kick out to Samuelson. At the end of the quarter, knocks it down. Her third 3 of the half.
Then came the intervention. Bird reportedly looked at her and stripped the game down to its rawest form. He told her, Caitlin, you're the only person on the court who knows where everyone is, including the defenders right now. You're playing their game by giving them the shots they expect. Stop playing their game and start making them play yours. The anatomy of the pivot. After that talk, the film shows a radical transformation in her floor geometry. The Bird-esque quality people talk about isn't actually the scoring, it's the gravity. Bird was a master of manipulating the defense without even touching the ball, and Clark began to mirror this perfectly. She started moving the ball 2 seconds earlier than she used to by hitting the hit-ahead pass or finding the corner shooter the moment the double team committed. She effectively neutralized the blitz. Defenses that used to swarm her at half court were suddenly terrified to lead their assignments. This strategic patience didn't just help her stats, it unlocked the entire Indiana Fever roster, unlocking the Twin Towers and the Juggernaut. The biggest beneficiary, Aaliyah Boston. With Clark drawing the defense's eyes and then immediately punishing them with elite entry passes, the lane opened up like never before. The Fever transitioned from a predictable one-woman show into a multi-dimensional playoff juggernaut. Bird saw in Clark a mere image of his own greatest struggle, having a basketball IQ so high that it actually frustrates your own teammates. In the 80s, Bird used to throw passes to spots his teammates hadn't even reached yet. He taught Caitlin the art of the attainable how, to dumb down the game for her supporting cast, by putting the ball exactly where they needed it, while keeping the game's complexity entirely in her own head. She stopped playing against the opposing team and started playing with the fabric of the game itself, the franchise prophecy. Bird's coaching tips were interesting, but even more interesting was his view on her value. In a bombshell 2025 interview that sent shockwaves through the league's front offices, Bird publicly argued that Caitlin Clark shouldn't just be viewed as a player. She deserves the equity and status of her own franchise. Bird didn't hold back when addressing the petty treatment Clark received from WNBA veterans during her first 2 seasons. He drew a direct line back to his own arrival in the NBA in 1979, a time when the league was on life support. "When I came in, the veterans hated me too," Bird remarked with his signature dry wit. They didn't like the attention, and they certainly didn't like a rookie taking the spotlight. But the smart ones, they eventually shut up. They realized I wasn't there to take their spot. I was the reason their paychecks were going to double. Caitlin is that same rising tide. If you're fighting her, you're fighting your own bank account. The brutal truth. This was the brutal truth Larry instilled in her during their private sessions. You aren't just playing for the Indiana Fever, you are the CEO of the league's future. It was a total psychological rebrand. Bird's mentorship helped Caitlin stop seeking the approval of the old guard and instead embrace the villain role the media had tried to trap her in. He told her that in professional sports, respect isn't given during the handshake, it's taken during the game. Instead of apologizing for the sold-out arenas and the record-breaking TV deals, she started using her fame as a psychological weapon, realizing that her gravity on the court was just as powerful as her gravity off of it. The 2025 postseason transformation. We saw the results of this mental pivot in the 2025 playoffs. This wasn't the frantic, reactive Caitlin of early 24. This was an assassin in a fever jersey. The poise was different. The killer instinct was sharpened. She began utilizing that famous bird-like silent trash talk, the kind that doesn't require a single word. It was in the way she'd pull up for a 30-footer, turn her back before the ball even hit the mesh, and give the opposing bench nothing but a cold, unwavering stare. She stopped arguing with the referees and started dictating the terms of the game. By the time the Fever reached the deep rounds of the postseason, it was clear Caitlin Clark wasn't just playing basketball anymore. She was running a company, the legacy. Larry Bird doesn't believe in the next Larry Bird, but he admitted that when he watches Caitlin, he sees the game state mastery he thought died with his generation. What Bird told Caitlin didn't just change her rookie season, it saved the WNBA's momentum. It turned a college star into a professional legend. The torch wasn't just passed. It was used to set the league on fire. Larry Bird saw the fire in Caitlin Clark before the rest of the world even knew how to handle it, by teaching her to embrace the target on her back. Bird didn't just help Caitlin survive her rookie year, he helped her dominate it. The Hick from French Lick and the Queen of the Heartland have officially put the rest of the basketball world on notice. The game has changed, and there's no going back. So, was Bird's advice the turning point for the Fever's playoff run? Let us know your take in the comments. Before you head out, smash that like button if you think Caitlin Clark is a GOAT in the making. Share this with your friends to settle the debate once and for all, and subscribe to the channel for the latest breakdowns on the stars redefining the WNBA. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll catch you on the next one.